come to this problem where we have the contingency part where many people have the confusion. Institute problem only, I'm doing this. Ordinary shares outstanding during 2001, 1 lakh, sorry, not 1 lakh, 1 million. There were no options, warrants, or convertible instruments outstanding during the period. An agreement related to recent business combination provides issue of additional ordinary shares based on the following conditions. 5,000 additional ordinary shares for each new retail store opened during 2001. One retail store open, 5,000 shares you get free. 1,000 additional shares for each 1,000 of consolidated profit in excess of 2 million for the year ended 31st December 2001. So there are two contingency here. One contingency, let's say retail site contingency. For every new site, you get 5,000 shares. One more contingency is there, that is 1,000 additional shares for rupees 1,000, that is face value 1,000, in excess of 2 million for the year ended 31st December 2001. So it's a profit contingency, earnings contingency. If you open one retail store, you get the shares. If your total profit exceeds 20 lakh, 2 million in the year, you get another 1,000 more shares. Retail sites open during the year. On May 1st, 1. On September 1st, 1. Consolidated year to date profit attributable to equity shareholders of parent entity on 31st March 2001, on June 2001, on September 2001, including 4,50,000 loss from discontinued operation. Then 31st December 2001. Calculate basic and dilutive EPS. Okay, let's come to the number of shares discussion. Then we go to what are numerical calculation of basic and EPS. Let's do it in columnar format. March, June, December 11. Okay. Okay. Different periods. 31st of March, 30th of June, 30th of September, 31st of December. This is quarterly. Then 31st of December. That is for year once more. For basic EPS, first we have number of ordinary shares, existing shares How much shares we had? 1 million. 10 lakhs. 1 million. That is same throughout. That has no confusion. For full year also. Okay. Then we have this contingency 1, contingency 2. Retail side contingency. Okay. This how much happened? For basic EPS, what is the condition? When it is completed during the year. When the contingency is resolved. When the contingency is resolved on May 1st. So first quarter will not come, second quarter will come. Number of shares issued is 5,000 or to be issued 5,000. Nothing will come in the first, in the second quarter because for ending March will not come, for ending June, that is April, May, June, for that month, that quarter. And when is it issued? It is issued on 1st of May. So how many months will take? 5,000 shares multiplied by how many months? May 1st it is issued or issuable. May, June, 2 months. 2 by 3. So how much you take? Or let's say this is for store 1. I'll say like store 1. That's a better thing. For store 1. How much do I get? 5,000 2 by 3. Okay. Let's say 3,333. Correct? Rounding it off. Now 30th September. It was there throughout the quarter, throughout 3 months. So full 5,000 I take. For 31st December, full 5,000 I'll take. And 31st December, how do you calculate? This 5,000 was there for 3 months. This 5,000 was there for 3 months. And this 5,000 was there for how many months? From May to December. That is for 3, 3, 6, 6 plus 2. 8. 8 out of 12 months. How much you get? $3,333. Is the numbers correct? Please check it. Oh, okay. Yes? Okay. Now let's come to second store. 2 stores are open, no? Retail stores 2. Store 2. Nothing here. Nothing here. When the second store was opened? On 1st of September. 1st of September means March don't come, June so come, September, and 1st of September. This is 30th September. Only 1 month will come. So 5,000 into 1 by 3. 1667. And this one, full 3 months it is there. 5,000 into 3 by 3. So full 5,000 will come. And last December, only from 1st of September. So 1st September, October, November, December. 4 months. 5,000 into 4 by 12. 1667. The total So for the first quarter, it is 1 million. Second quarter, 1,03,333. Second quarter, 1,067,000. Fourth quarter, 1,010,000. Last quarter, 1,005,000. Okay, so this is for basic EPS. Okay, let's do for dilutive EPS now. This number of shares remains same only, that don't change. Retail side contingency, store 1. For the first one, nothing. Now, how much are we going to take it here? From the second month onwards, that is from the June month, from the June onwards, we have taken in the basic EPS. But for the first month, they say take it in dilutive EPS for the first month, where it is satisfied. No, from that is 1st of May. May, June, we have taken it in basic EPS. For the April month, first month is there, they say take it in dilutive EPS. So it will become 5,000 into 1 by 3 and 5,000 into 2 by 3, because that up to the 1st of June for 1 month, it 1st of May, it's part of dilutive EPS. Remaining 2 months, anyway, it is part of basic EPS. Part of basic EPS means from dilutive EPS also. You can say from the beginning only you can take it. Actually, it comes to 5,000. This also, this is full 3 months you are taking anyways. So 5,000 into 3 by 3, 5,000. This also 5,000 into 3 by 3, 5,000. And here how do you do? 5,000 into, for the first, initially you take it, in the sense up to the date of issue. For how many months? Don't take 1 month. You should take from the beginning, in the sense Jan, Feb, March, April, 4 months. 5,000 into 4 by 12, and remaining 8 months you take into 8 by 12, 5,000. In fact, if you consider, that's why the standard also say in the basic dilutive EPS, don't worry about number of months. From the beginning only you take full 5,000. This part you not got it. So what does this say? Let's say this 5,000 what we have on 1st of May 2001. So we are telling this for basic EPS, you take it from the date of issue. Okay, one second. Before this example, I'll give one more example. Please tell me this one. Let me just 1 second. Let me tell you this one. Okay. Okay. For the number of months part, I'll explain this once more. Please tell me. Suppose you have convertible debentures or thousands debentures convertible into 2. Conversion ratio is 2. 2000. 2000. And let's say year end is December, let's say April to March, 1st of April 2019 till 31st of March 2020. Date of conversion is, let's say, 30th of June, 3 months. So what does this one, what will be its nature? Can you tell me? Convertible debenture, where will you consider in basic EPS and dilutive EPS? Can you tell me in this case? Where will you consider in basic EPS, in dilutive EPS in this case? Where will you consider this? Will you consider this when, for what period you take it as basic, for what period you take it as dilutive? Till 30th of June. So can I say from 1st of April 19 till 30th of June, it will be a part of dilutive EPS. From 30th of June till 31st of March, it will be part of basic EPS. Am I right? Am I right here? Please tell me. So this will be 2000 into 3 by 12, which is 500, and this will be 2000 into 9 by 12, which is 1500. Is this clear? So for computing basic EPS, how many shares we take? For computing basic EPS, we take 1500 shares. For computing dilutive EPS, how many shares we should take? Are you getting it? Please reply. Okay. Now, please tell me, for dilutive EPS, how many shares will be considered? For dilutive EPS, how many shares will be considered? For dilutive EPS, how many shares will be considered? For dilutive EPS, how many shares will be considered? For dilutive EPS, how many shares will be considered? My dear friends, it is not 500 shares. It is additional 500 shares. For dilutive EPS, it is additional 500 shares. How do we calculate dilutive EPS? Whatever the shares we have considered for basic EPS, we take it. Additionally, we take it, right? Please look at this previous problem calculation and all. How did you calculate the number of shares? Existing shares plus new number of shares, right? Is your concept clear? For computing dilutive EPS, number of shares will not be only new shares. Whatever the shares considered for basic EPS we take, plus additional dilutive in nature we take it. Are you right? This dilutive EPS share was there throughout the year. So this should be 1500, we take it first. Whatever the number of shares taken in basic EPS will continue to be in dilutive EPS. Additional we take, that is only in dilutive in nature. So plus 500, so you get 2000. Are you clear in this case? I'll repeat once more. When you calculate basic EPS, don't take only basic EPS shares. Whatever the shares in basic EPS plus additional shares, numerator will increase by profit. Denominator will increase by additional shares. Are you clear in this case? Got it? Okay. Now tell me, did you get it what I'm doing? For the basic EPS, 5000 into 2 by 3, that continued. 5000 into 3 by 3 continued. 5000 into 3 by 3 continued. 5000 into 8 by 12 continued. Additional 5000 into 1 by 3. Additional 5000 into whatever the things are there. And additional and additional. Hope you are able to get what is really happening here. So all these things what we have is same for basic EPS, and this one is additional. This one is additional. Hope you got it. Fine. Now let me come to store 2. Store 2 also do one thing. Whatever existing is there, you continue. What is existing was there, that portion will continue. Dash dash 5001 by 3, 5003 by 3, 5004 by 2. That I'll repeat. Because whatever I have taken for basic EPS will repeat for dilutive EPS. Then additional will come only for dilutive EPS from the beginning up to the date of issue. So this will be 5000 into 2 by 3. This is not there. This is anyway taken. This is 5000 into 8 by 12. 5000, 5000, 5000, 5000. Okay. Now effectively, actually this much of circus is not required. Standard also tells simple thing. Standard tells simple thing. When the contingency is resolved, you take it in basic EPS from the date of issue. You take it in basic EPS from the date of issue. For dilutive EPS, take it from the beginning. From the date of issue, anyway you will take it in basic EPS, that will come. and you take it in dilutive EPS. Why you bother so much? Take it is satisfied in this June month, take 5,000 fully. Satisfied in June, 5,000 fully, 5,000 fully. Satisfied in December, take full. And year 31st December 2001, take full 10,000. Why this breakup? Hangama. Got the point? Standard says when the contingency is resolved, you take it in basic EPS from the date of issue, proportionate number of months. For dilutive EPS, don't worry about this. Take it for full period. In fact, if you see institute solution, they will not do so much circus. They will not do this. Now what they will do? Retail sale contingency. One line they write. They write 5,000 here. They write 10,000 here. 10,000 here. 10,000 here. That's all. Matter over. Simple. Got the simple shortcut. Exam also, you please follow this. Simply you can do. When the contingency is resolved, dilutive EPS, take it from the beginning. That's what will happen mathematically. Are you clear? Okay. Let me come to the next one, which is this one. What is the earnings contingency? Earnings contingency. Okay, done. Okay, let's come to this contingency rule. What is contingency rule? You have to make a profit of 20 lakhs. First, you made 11 lakh. What the standard says? If this is the end of contingency period, if March end is contingency period, how much cumulative profit you made? 11 lakh. How much you're supposed to make? 20 lakh. So what do? It is not satisfied. So first one, you make it as 0. Oh, we missed one thing, but anyway, no problem. Actually, sorry. Before this, I should have told you one thing. This will not have impact on number of shares, but I should have discussed this. Please come back to basic EPS. We consider only retail side contingency. Earnings I have not considered. By mistake, I have not considered, but coincidentally, this is 0 only. Let me tell you. At the end of the year, okay, earnings contingencies. Earnings side contingency. Earnings side contingency, first 4 quarters, don't even look for basic EPS. I am discussing basic EPS. For first quarter, don't even look earning contingency because it will not be satisfied. Last cumulative, what is the cumulative amount? This is consolidated year to date. Last year it's satisfied, 11 lakh, 23 lakh, 19 lakh, 29 lakh. So it's satisfied, right? This year satisfied. This year to date. So last 29 lakh, crossing 20 lakh. So we consider only for the last quarter. We don't take it for the individual quarter. We take it only for the last year. Okay. Now, retail side contingency, we are not taking for the last year because as on the last day it's satisfied, right? It is satisfied on the last day. So when is it satisfied? When it became eligible? Only on the last day. So it means you should take it only for last one day we should take it. So we say it is negligible. It is ignorable. It is ignorable. I repeat, the earning contingency satisfied gross 20 lakh on last day. So, shares issuable on last day. Therefore, the outstanding period, what do we say, from the date of issue till the year end? Remember, from May till year end we have taken, from the date on which shares were supposed to be issued till the year end we should take it, but here it's the proportion of number of months is negligible. Proportion of period from the date of resolving contingency to year end. From the date of resolving contingency. When the contingency resolved? Only when the year completed. Year complete means last day of the year. In fact, last second of the year. And till the year end. So what is the time period? Time period is almost negligible. But if the contingency was resolved on previous quarter itself, if they say you make a sales units, if they say you make a first 2 quarter profit will give you, then after second quarter only it becomes issuable for remaining 6 months period. Did you get this point? Can you please confirm the negligible parts? Proportion of period from the date of resolving to the contingency period is negligible. Are you clear on the negligible portion part? It's negligible portion but important. Are you clear? Please confirm. Okay, good. So this will not have any impact, but we should have discussed this earlier. It has no impact, but should have discussed this earlier. Okay. Now earnings contingency dilutive comes because it satisfied middle of the year. Okay. First quarter not satisfied. Hyphen 0. Second quarter, is it satisfied? 23 lakh. What about 30th of June? That will coming to dilutive EPS I'm discussing now. This point I was supposed to discuss during the full year basic EPS. I did not do it. Because unless full year is completed, contingency is not resolved. Only after resolving contingency, it can come to basic EPS. I was supposed to discuss during basic EPS. I forgot. So I discussed now. But this discussion attributable to basic EPS. Cumulative profit or loss, I am coming to this. Some people still getting confused. Unless my full year profit is there, the contingency is not completely resolved. Unless it is completely resolved, it cannot come to basic EPS calculation. This discussion what we had now is basic EPS calculation. During the year, cumulative profit, it is only issuable at that point in time, but shares does not mean issuable. Shares are not issued unless the year is complete, because condition is yearly profit. Half year I have completed, sir. No, wait for full year. Then only shares are completely resolved. Contingency is completely resolved. Are you clear on the point? Complete resolving contingency. I'm yet to come to dilutive EPS. The cumulative profit, what you're telling, 6 months profit you're telling, it will have an impact in dilutive EPS. That I'll come to it. But for basic EPS, unless it is completely resolved, it should not come in basic EPS calculation. Cumulative profit does not mean completely resolved. Is it okay with you? Okay, good. Now let me come to this portion, the dilutive EPS portion. Dilutive EPS portion means your point is taken. Consider the year end, quarter end as if contingency period end. What will happen? First, you're not resolved. Second quarter, 23 lakh, cross 20 lakh. So if you deem June end to be end of contingency period, if you deem the June end to be the end of contingency period, 23 lakh is crossed. So if you were to satisfy the condition on this date, did you satisfy as on this date? Yes, take it fully for contingency period. Take it fully. How many shares are issuable? 1000 additional shares for each of 1000 of profit in excess of 2 lakh. In excess of 2 million for each of additional shares for each for 2 million. So how many shares are issuable? Okay, so how much excess you have done? Read the sentence once more. 1000 additional shares for each rupees 1000 of consolidated profit in excess of 2 lakh. In excess of 2 lakh, sorry, not 2 lakh, 2 million. How much is excess? 20 million to 23 million. So what is the excess amount? Excess is 3 lakh, right? 20 lakh to 23 lakh. Excess is 3 lakh. And how many shares are there? For each of rupees 1000. For each of rupees 1000 means what? For 100, for 1000 rupee excess, you get 1000 shares. So 3 lakh excess, you get 3 lakh shares. Are you understanding this? For each 1 rupee excess, if excess is 1000 rupee, you get number of shares as thousands. How much is excess? Excess is 3 lakh. So how many shares are issued? 3 lakh into 1000 by 1000. 3 lakh shares will be issued. No proportionate number of months. Take fully 3 lakh. You will take 3 lakh shares. Now 30th of September. What happened in 30th of September? It became 19 lakh. It became 19 lakh. That means what? If the September end were supposed to be the contingency period end, is this satisfied? 20 lakh and 19 lakh, below, no excess, zero excess, not satisfied. So as on this date, number of shares will be 0. Again 31st of December, 29 lakh, you crossed. How much you crossed? 20 lakh to 29 lakh. Excess is 9 lakh. So 9 lakh shares are considered here. 9 lakh shares are considered. And for the full year, entire 9 lakh shares are issuable. So entire 9 lakh shares, no proportionate number of months, because that will apply only from the date of issue. Okay, are you clear? Shall we do the total parts? Number of shares 1 million. Here number of shares 1,305,000. 1,010,000. 10,000. Okay. So you go for EPS calculation now. Once you know the number of shares, EPS is not a complicated one now. Okay. I'll go to next slide. I hope you are comfortable with this. Will you go further? Please confirm. They go to EPS calculation. Please confirm. Shall I go for EPS calculation? Okay. Let me go for EPS calculation. Profits given, earnings to equity shareholders 1.1 million, 0.2 million. Oh, 1.2 million. 11 lakh became 23 lakh. So increment should have been 12 lakh. This is year to date. 23 lakh became 19 lakh, reduced by 4 lakh. 19 lakh became 20 lakh, increased by 10 lakh. The difference. 4 million. 1 million. 4 lakh, sorry. Total 29 lakh. Yes, basic EPS. 0.1, 0.2, loss minus 0.4, 99, 2.89. Same earnings will come actually, even in related to dilutive EPS. What are the numbers you get? 0.1 into 4, 0.52, 1.52. Okay, hope it is done. Okay, one more small point of caution, that even if it is not 0.40, even if it is point, let's say 35 or something, it's actually reducing. So it looks like anti-dilutive. But even then we report it because this 30th September has come, this loss from discontinued operations. When you compute the dilutive effect, when you want to compute the dilutive effect, you should ignore that and then consider. Here it's anyway 0.4, zero point 0.4, no problem. But to comment whether dilutive effect or anti-dilutive effect, the loss from operation, discontinued operation should not be considered. Without considering the loss of profit from discontinued operation, then the EPS is dilutive reported, anti-dilutive not reported. Only to comment whether it is dilutive or anti-dilutive in nature, that loss from discontinued operations also to be considered, to be eliminated basically. Okay, so hopefully you got the point. Are you clear with respect to the EPS? Shall we go further? Okay, good. This is Ind AS 33, earning per share, especially about contingency, contingent issuable share.